Okay, so lesson 4.4 is again using the Pythagorean theorem, which, just as a reminder, is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's the Pythagorean theorem. To set up an image of and calculate values for a variety of word problems. So basically, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to solve some word problems. I have this picture here because there are some words that I want you to be kind of familiar with. And this is also in that notes packet, the filled out completed notes PDF that I showed you. But some keywords are, if you see the length of a ladder, that's going to be the hypotenuse. Or a roof, or a ramp. These keywords are going to tell you it's the hypotenuse, or C. If you see the phrase from the base, that is going to mean this side, the bottom. If you see horizontal distance, I'll add more as we go through problems. If we think of more, we can add more. But some other ones, this would be like one of your legs. So I'll just call this, I think I've been using B down here. This would be your B's. And then over here would be like up the wall. If you saw up the wall, that means that number goes there. If you see height, if you see vertical distance, yeah, like tall. Those words are going to tell you that it's also a leg, and it's probably the one that's like straight up and down. Okay, so there will be some other ones, but these are just common ones that we'll see through these word problems. So let's do a couple of these. It says it's 1.5 kilometers from the public entrance, so here, from here, to the beach. The beach is this one. It is 1.5 kilometers from there to there. Oops. And 2.5 kilometers to the lakeside restaurant. So what that means is from the entrance to the lakeside restaurant, that is 2.4 kilometers. The question is, how wide is Long Lake? So here is the edge of the lake, and here is the other edge of the lake. They want to know how long is this. So my question to you guys, is that a leg or a hypotenuse? Is that a leg or a hypotenuse? Okay, I'm going to put a poll out. Okay, so you guys answer this poll question. Is this that we're looking for right here, is this a leg or hypotenuse? So if you look on your computer, there should be a little shape that shows up here in the corner. You should click this. There should be a little number. Click on that and answer the question, okay? All right, we got one vote so far. I can't see who answers it, so just try. If you get it wrong, it's fine. You guys, is only one person listening right now?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay. If you guys don't know, you can just guess one. This is me trying to get folks engaged, make sure you're listening to questions and stuff. So if you don't know, just guess, it's fine. Okay, well, it's a leg. So these two make a 90-degree angle. So this is the hypotenuse. It means it's a leg. I'm gonna try another poll just for fun. Are you listening? Yeah. No. Okay. So here, I'm going to show you where to find this. So up here in this, there's a little number should show up right there by those shapes. If you click on that, it'll give you a poll and it'll ask you to answer. And the question is, are you listening to the lesson? All right, I got 2 yeses. 3, okay. Okay, 3 out of 8.
I don't see the poll.
Okay, Randall.
Oh, my bad. I see it now.
No, it's all right. All right, I just want you guys to see where that is too so that you can use that. But it's up here, there's like shapes, and then it'll say that there's a poll. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve this. So the key thing is figuring out whether it's a leg or a hypotenuse. And this one's a leg because it's part of what forms the 90-degree angle. So because it's a straight line with this straight line that makes a 90-degree angle, it's a leg. So I'll just call it A. I don't know why. So we'll call it A squared plus 1.5 squared equals, and the 2.4 goes off by itself because that's the C, that's the hypotenuse. So then we need to calculate some stuff. So we go 1.5 squared is 2.25. And then 2.4 squared is 5.76. And then the way that we solve these is we have to drop our line. And there's 2 steps. So the first thing we need to do is take away 2 1/4. These disappear. That's why we do that. So we get A squared equals 5.76 minus 2.25, 3.51. So now I'll move this up here. Now what it says is A squared equals 3.51. That's what it says real small down there at the bottom. And our last step is to square root. Square root, square root, square root. And when we square root 3.51, we get 1.873. So that means it is 1.87 kilometers. All right, so if we look at the next one, it says an inclined ramp rises. Ooh, that's one to add back here. So, oopsie. Rises is up the side. So an inclined ramp rises 3.5 feet over a horizontal distance, which we said is down here, of 10 feet. So what we know is it rises 3.5 feet over a horizontal distance of 10 feet. How long is the ramp? And then that was also on our picture. We said that the ramp is this one. So which one is our hypotenuse? Which one's going to be our hypotenuse? 3.5, 10, or the ramp?
What did you say again? The ramp?
Yeah, so I want to know which one is the hypotenuse, which one is going to be C. I want to know which one's the hypotenuse, 3.5, 10, or the ramp.
The ramp.
You got it. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up the Pythagorean theorem like this. but we're going to go 3.5 squared plus 10 squared equals the ramp. You can use whatever you want over there, but I'll use C because that's what we always use. So it's this ramp is C. So then we calculate some stuff. 3.5 squared is 12.25. 10 squared means 10 times 10, which is 100. 100 plus 1225 is 112.25. And then the last step every time when we're using the Pythagorean theorem is to square root and square root. So 10.59. And it doesn't really tell us how much to round. So I don't know, I'll just say 10.59 feet. Just read on the quiz for what it says, okay? The big thing in this one, in section 4.4, this lesson, is figuring out how to draw the picture. At this point, we've done 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3, all using this Pythagorean theorem right here. So you guys should be pretty comfortable with it. If you still need help, you just got to stop me, and that's fine. But the big thing here is figuring out how to draw the picture. That's like really the challenge. So this one says a 16-foot ladder, okay? If we look back here, ladder is right there. So it's going to be that. Leans against a building. Okay, so I'm just going to draw building. It's leaned against that. It reaches 12 feet up the wall. Here's up the wall. 12 feet. How far from the base of the wall is the bottom of the ladder? So this says from the base is right there. That's what we're looking for, is this one right here. So which one is our hypotenuse? Which one is our hypotenuse? Is it 16, 12, or x?
16.
It is. You got it. So typically it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. But this time 16 is our c. And then these two, it doesn't matter which is which. You could use a, you could use b, you could use c, d, e, f, g. It doesn't matter. I just picked x because math does that a lot. 12 squared is 144. 16 squared is 256. So then what do we do next?
Don't you subtract
Yep,
144?
you got it. Subtract 144. You got it. Nice job. Gone. So we get x squared equals 256 minus 144. Whoa, it's a lot of fours. Is 112. And then what's our last move every time when we do the Pythagorean theorem?
You round up.
First we got a square root.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. So we'll square root first. So we go second square root 112 is 10.583 blah blah blah. 10.583000524. So if I want it to 2 decimal spots, like if I want 2 spots, I need to look at the third one. That's not more than halfway. So I'm just going to go 10.58 feet. You guys all right with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ooh, these are tricky ones. Okay, so these next couple questions are really challenging. I just don't want you to stress out too much because there's not anything like this on your quiz or your homework, but really try to just listen to just kind of learn it. It's interesting, fun, kind of, I guess. So This says two images. These two images are squares that are connected on one side. Find the dotted diagonal, then the perimeter and area of the whole figure. Okay, so this is a square. How long are each of the orange sides?
10.
10. Okay, now this is a little tricky, but this is also, I'm gonna try to do this in like blue. Okay, this is also a square. Now, they gave us 36 centimeters squared. If it's centimeters squared, what does that mean? What is that number telling us?
I don't know.
What kind of, you know how we've been finding like perimeter, length, area, all that type of stuff? Which one of those uses centimeters squared or feet squared or inches squared?
The area.
Yes, exactly. So this is telling us that the area of this one is 36 square centimeters. It's saying the inside is 36. Well, if it's a square, the way that you find the area is A times B, like two sides multiplied. But remember, a square has same side measurements. They're all the same. So what number times itself is 36? What number times itself is
6.
36? Yes, it's 6. So that means this is 6, 6, 6, and then this is 6. Okay. Well, let's see what we've got to find. We got to find the dotted diagonal. That's actually like the hardest part. Do you guys want to do that first or last? The diagonal is the hardest part. First or last? I don't care.
Now.
Now? Okay. So we need this. But that's a part of this. What shape is that?
Triangle.
It is. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit on this triangle. That was terrible. Holy cow. This is 10. How long is this part of our triangle in this picture?
It's going. Is it
10. No.
plus the 6, right?
16.
Yep, plus the 6. So yes, 16. And then we need to find that diagonal, which is going to be C. So we're going to go 10 squared plus 16 squared equals C squared, because that's what we're looking for. That's the diagonal. So 10 squared is 100. 16 squared is 256. So this is 356. And then what do we do last?
Square root.
You got it. Square root 356 is 18.87, I'll say. So square root, square root. Okay, so we're done with that one. That's the hard part. To find the area, part of it's already figured out. This we already know is 36. What's the area of the orange one?
60.
Mm.
How did you get 60?
Hold on. It's 10 times 10, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, my bad. I was looking at the 6.
I know. You were looking here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 10 times 10 is 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we got plus 100. So the area is 136 centimeters squared. And then last is perimeter. This one kind of sucks. It's not hard. It just kind of sucks. So I'll add it with you guys. But this is 10 plus 10 is 20. Plus 10 is how much?
30.
Yep. Plus 6.
36.
Plus 6 more.
42.
Yep. And then 6 more.
40.
Yep, 48. And then here's where it's tricky. How long is that? So right now we're at 48 plus. How long is this section?
2 or 3.
Close. This one's 4 because the orange is 10 and the blue is 6. So that means
Hmm.
that little nugget is 4. Do you get that, you guys?
Yes.
Okay. So this is 52. So those are all the 3 solutions that we needed to find. This one, and then this one over here. All right, we got 2 more. Again, these 2 are tricky, but they're not going to be on the quiz, so don't stress too much. All right, so it says use the information in the picture below to find the value of x. Okay, so this diagonal is 10 units long. Here's the thing that we have to, it's like a tricky way it's giving you information. So x comma 8 means you went forward 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, x units, and then you went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Crap. When I made this, I made it a little too big. Okay. That's supposed to be 8. It's supposed to be 8 high. And we need to figure out what this x distance is. So don't count the boxes because I messed it up. So what we can see, here's like literally a box right there. This is a right triangle. Which one is our C? Which one's our hypotenuse?
10.
Yes. And then 8 is one of the others. It doesn't matter. So we'll just say x squared plus 8 squared. Okay? Equals this. So we got x squared plus 8 squared 64 equals 10 squared 100. And then we minus 64 minus 64. X squared is 36. And then you square root. So x is 6. The hardest thing there is figuring out how to set it up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it should have been, I should have just swung that line down a little bit. So yeah, x is 6. It means we went over 6, up 8. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
So we're going to do the same thing here. Here's where we got to be careful. So with this x being 6, that makes sense because we went forward 6. So it's a positive. Down here, when we find x, just notice that it's going backwards, okay? Which means our x value will be negative. I'm going to just pause there. Do you understand what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this time, what we have in the picture, we can just do our regular calculation and then just change the sign at the end. So this is 12, and this is our x distance. So which one is our hypotenuse, our C?
13.
Got it. And then these ones, same thing, doesn't matter which order you go in. 12 squared is 144. 13 squared is 169. What do I do next?
You subtract.
Yep. Minus 144, minus 144. 169 minus 144. 25. Ooh, okay, okay. X squared equals 25. And then what's our last move?
Square root.
You got it. Square root, square root. So we get x equals 5. But technically, and when you talk in algebra 2, there's also a negative 5, which is good because that's what's happening here. Again, because we went backwards, this actually is going to become negative 5 because we went backwards. Okay. How are we feeling?
Okay.
So you just turn the answer to negative?
Yes.
If it's positive.
Well, we turned it negative in this case because in order to, when we plot a coordinate, we always start, God dang it, there. We start in the middle, and then we count backwards or forwards, depending on where we're going. So we want to end right here. So what we need to do is we have to go backwards, and what we figured out is this length is 5. So it's backwards 5. If the coordinate had been up here, like this, then it would have been 5, like regular 5, because we would go forward. But because we're trying to get to this spot right here, we had to go backwards and then up 12. So that's why it became negative. Like in this grid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to stop recording really quick if I can.